The National Education Association, the nation's largest teachers union, is urging some big tech companies to stop dangerous disinformation and misinformation on their platforms, especially when it comes to the pandemic. The union tells the Wall Street Journal that false information online is putting teachers and students at risk. The request comes as there are now more than 62,000 COVID hospitalizations in the U.S. That is down 14% from this time last week. And the number of new infections is down 12% from last week. Tom Hanson has the very latest. Tom, good morning.
Hey there, Dana. Good morning to you. The nation is also seeing an increase of the number of people getting shots, now averaging about 1 million a day. That's driven in part by booster shots for people over 65 or those with pre-existing conditions.
Children as young as 5 years old could get vaccinated soon, too. Pfizer has modified its vaccine, and its request to administer shots to children will be considered by the Food and Drug Administration in 15 days. If approved, most of the nation's school children would be eligible to join the Biden administration in its full-on push against the pandemic.
More than 186 million Americans are now fully vaccinated, and COVID cases are down 40% in the past month.
The president has asked the Department of Labor to prepare an emergency vaccine mandate for companies with 100 or more employees.
But attorneys general in 24 Republican-led states have threatened to sue the administration for the proposed requirement. Writing to the president, your vaccine mandate represents not only a threat to individual liberty, that will displace vulnerable workers. The attorneys general proposed that the unvaccinated work remotely.
The divisiveness that we saw with politics, I'm seeing that same kind of trend in healthcare, and that alarms me.
But in Idaho, where Dr. Carolyn McFarland is on the front lines, the state has the third lowest vaccination rate in the nation, just 42%. Nurse Alicia Luciani, also on the front lines, has had enough. Yesterday was her last day in the COVID ward.
I have put more people in body bags over the last 2 years than I have in the last 9. It's hard.
And in Des Moines, 6,683 flags are now flying outside the State House to commemorate the number of Iowans lost to COVID.
I think we just needed a tangible way for people to see those lives, right? Because when you mention a number, it's so abstract.
Volunteers from Science for Safe Schools say they want to send a message to Governor Kim Reynolds to mandate masks for students.
It's amazing to me that there's big disconnect and misinformation that has happened to the point where we cannot protect our communities.
And guys, while so many places are still debating masks, Pfizer's vaccine for children, if approved at the end of this month, could be given as early as November. And it should also be noted, Pfizer is developing a COVID vaccine for babies and toddlers under the age of 5 years old, though that would not be available until next year. Michelle.
All right, Tom, thanks so much.